Hi, my name's Kat, and today Reddit has been asked, what was the highest waste of money that you don't regret? A quick 7-day trip to Maui in February a couple years ago with one of my teenage daughters, who happened to be free the same week I had off. Work was grinding me down and I needed a break. My wife and the rest of the family couldn't go. They were working or in school. The tickets were expensive, $850 each for bare bones economy, narrow rock hard seats. It was a 12-hour flight that was packed to the brim. I was getting bed sores by the time we arrived. We rented snorkeling gear and a car and spent every day from dawn till dusk snorkeling, sitting on the beaches and hiking in the mountains. We did the Hana Road, the 7 sacred pools and the Helikala Volcano National Park at sunset and took tons of photos. We ate spam musubi for breakfast, poke and somen noodles for lunch and loco moco for supper. Slept like babies with the windows open wide in the cool nighttime breezes. The best way to blow $5,000 ever. So much what I needed at that point in my life. I spent $300 on a mule, an actual living, 4-hooved, long-eared mule. We raised cattle, so a protection mule was a good excuse, but really, I just fell in love with him. He's huge and sassy, he'll steal your hat and run away. He's got ninja mode where he can sneak up on you just to breathe down your neck or startle you. He does keep the coyotes away, however. He has proved himself priceless because he eats thistle. When we got the lease on the land for our cattle, the pastures had been neglected and were in a bad shape. Thistle is a spiky plant that spreads across the pasture, choking out grasses. Cows won't eat it. It's really hard to get rid of. To our surprise, the mule cleared out nearly all the thistle in a matter of months. He would eat the flowers out of the centre. He saved us an enormous amount of money and labour. We were able to avoid using chemical weed killers, which we didn't really want to. Probably the best investment in our whole cattle raising experience. Edit. Loki says thanks for all the sweet comments and rewards. He'll definitely be getting some extra carrots tomorrow. Edit 2. Mule tax. I spent too much money on a big treadmill for a very small apartment. But I've ran 15 to 25 kilometres on it every week for the past several years, and it's been incredibly helpful both physically and mentally. Board games. They are expensive, but they bring much joy. Spending hundreds of euros on broken musical instruments because they are pretty. I have since bought spare parts and started repairing them. I found my destiny. My couch. I moved out of my mum's house last year, 2019, so no COVID. And I always wanted a good couch. I tested so much. I went to so many furniture stores, looked at so many different models, and then chose mine. It's actually from IKEA. 3 seats and long enough to let someone sleep on it. In a grey, but I saw that they were also having a black cover, so I am thinking about getting that one. Extremely comfortable. I wanted a couch where you could chill out and love how fluffy it is without losing the ability to sit on it. In some couches, you're not able to lean on the back and still have a straight back. You can sit on the backboard and the armrest. They are flat, so you can also put a cup of tea on them. It's also not too low, so you don't feel like you're sitting on the ground, which I do strangely often compare my love for this couch, but you can let yourself fall into that damn thing. It also looks easy and simple. So I don't want the suggestion of someone who's tried a lot of couches and happens to be me, then buy the Vimley couch from IKEA. Edit. Oh my first award. Thank you. $120 for a towel heater. I will never dry off with a cold towel again. I've been a fat guy all my life, like really fat. Dressing comfortably was always my preference because being stylish just isn't an option at my size. This was always a source of anxiety at any social event that required dressing up. When I realised I had 4 weddings of close friends, all coming up within the year, I decided to bite the bullet and get some decent formal clothes. I spent $800 on a suit jacket, $250 on 2 pairs of dress pants, a little over $300 for free shirts and free silk ties that were all in between $70 and $100 each. I stood for all my measurements and had everything tailored to my exact specifications. Did a fitting and had my second round of alterations on the pants so they actually looked decent, even though I wore them under my gut. People were floored when I showed up to the first wedding. I received so many compliments and actually double takes. Being introduced to new people felt completely different. I felt impressive. Some of those weddings were the best times of my life, and it was due, in no small part, to how those clothes looked and made me feel. Some of those friends have big pictures from their weddings hanging on their walls, and I don't cringe in embarrassment when I see myself in them. Those clothes cost more than I had/have ever spent on clothing in any 10-year period, and they were worth every penny. I spent $3,000 for my wife to meet Backstreet Boys, and get front row seats. It is the best thing that has ever happened to her, and the smile on her face after the show looked of pure bliss in someone who suffers often from anxiety was worth every cent. Back in 2017, my family went on a road trip to Minnesota to visit my nana shortly before she passed. During our stay, me and my little sister went to the Mall of America and bought whatever the duck we wanted. Big ice cream cones, Lego store souvenirs, tickets to the aquarium, fare for every indoor amusement park ride, a doll from the American Girl store, and eating an expensive lunch in the store with your new doll sitting at the table with us. Duck yeah, little sis, it's all yours. I dropped over $300 in that one mall trip, but damn, it was one of the best shopping trips ever. We still talk about it to this day. When my mum was diagnosed with cancer, a year after my dad died unexpectedly from cancer, I went to the animal aid thrift shop, bought a bunch of odd dishes, put down a drop cloth, and threw them at my house while screaming bloody murder. I don't regret 1 second of that temper tantrum or one dime I spent to make it happen. I eventually made a couple of beautiful mosaics out of the pieces, and my mum is 6 months cancer-free. Edit. Holy crap, y'all. Thanks. I'm going to do my level best to respond to everyone tomorrow. I just assumed that this would get buried. Reddit is kind of where I get some of my sad so I can be there for my family. I legit have no idea what to do with the awards. Throw your money at pancreatic cancer research for my dad, maybe? And yeah, I'm sure it's been in a lot of movies. I've cribbed at the idea of breaking stuff from my favourite professors talking about breaking windows in an abandoned church after a house fire. Also, if my husband and sister have figured out who I am from this, hi? Nobody was actually supposed to read it. Edit 2, art tax. I feel like I should qualify for the one that I made beautiful to me. Lol. Travel. I've never regretted spending money on travel. Those are some of my favourite memories. I can't wait to be able to travel again. I definitely agree with the last comment there about spending money on travelling. I would spend a crazy amount on travelling because every time I go travelling, I enjoy the experience so much. And again, I cannot wait to go travelling. So please, can this pandemic just be over now so we can all go travelling again? I think the most that I've spent is probably a trip to Bali. It was for my partner's birthday and we had the best 2.5 weeks ever. Wow, it was crazy and we cannot wait to go back to Bali again. Comment down below what's the craziest amount of money that you've spent but don't regret on. Down below, I'd love to hear from you. Also, I can make a part 2 on this if you liked, so please comment down below also if you'd like a part 2. Thanks guys. This video is sponsored by me. Sweet Mouthful Mixes brings pick and mix sweets straight to your door. Choose up to 10 scoops of your favourite sweets, or pick a pre-packed bag. Sweet Mouthful Mixes has a 5-star hygiene rating and full PPE is worn whilst making the bags. With over 50 sweets to choose from, you're guaranteed to find something you like. Treat yourself, you've earned it. Get 20% off with code REDDIT.